Good morning. We meet on such sad circumstances, and our deepest condolences go to you, Rumbi family, every one of you. It's just so sad for us to be here again. And we are so good at supporting each other in funerals. We're so good at sending food and being there every single night for prayer. But the song that we just sang says, "Does Jesus care?" And it's when the funerals are over that we ask this question the most. I was moved to tears as I heard about the celebration of the life of Vusa. 27 years old and doing so well. When you hear friends count on somebody who calls them in the morning, that's what friendship is about. It is said that God doesn't need our love and our care, but our neighbors do. Because that's how people know that Jesus is alive and well. And this is the ministry that we live. But today, my family, as we grieve again, the words that were said was another link from our chain has gone. And it's not that our chain just moves closer. That link is gone. And whilst we know and we believe, as Cloney says, that there is a blessed hope, the Redeemer, and I know like you, we believe it with all our hearts, that we will meet Vusa and Nashe and those that we have lost again. There is no question in our minds of has God gone to prepare a place. There is no question on our minds of will he wipe every tear from our eyes. But until then, when the days are weary and the long nights dreary, we ask the question, Lord, why? You got to be honest. When it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you can't sleep, you ask, Lord, why? I know that your will is perfect. I know that I should not question you, but the hole in my heart, the pain that I am feeling, if we are created in the image of God, then is not pain a language? And is not tears a language? So what do I do with my pain? And as believers, we actually put a time frame on people's pain. We'll give you 2 weeks, maybe 3, a month, and then we say, I'm praying for you. Has my prayers worked? Are you feeling better now? Are you over it? Because actually, we don't like people who are grieving 6 months into their pain. And yet, what is the life cycle on pain? And yet Christ is expecting that whilst we wait and whilst we have the hope, that we pull together with each other. That we pull together and support each other and stop asking, how are you feeling? Because that is one of the most painful questions you can ask somebody going through grief. Because you know what you're doing and what we are doing? We are actually asking them to get better for us. Give us the right answer. Tell us that I'm okay. Tell us that, in fact, instead of you encouraging me, let me encourage you. Have you ever thought about that we're asking the grieving to encourage us? I want to tell you today that Jesus does care. And yes, the nights are long. And yes, they are dreary, and grief has a process of time. How long is that time? I can't tell you. I can't tell you when you're going to feel better. But the one thing I know from my own grief and my own pain is that I take it to the Lord in prayer. And that I ask him to send into my lives those that were placed for this season to comfort me. Because if the pain has come, then God has those that will support me through my pain. Today, 2021, pain is so intense that if we are not careful, we can lose our minds. People have ended up in Tara for less. But I want to assure you that during the pain, and all I can think of is a process that Errol and I have been going through with the life of Naomi. She lost her sons. She lost her husband. When she met her friends, she even said, please no longer refer to me by my name, Naomi, but rather call me bitter, because I feel as if there is an extraction in my life. We were reminded just a few weeks ago that even the book that is about Naomi is not even titled with her name. The book is titled Ruth. And I want to tell you today that God will place one-worded, one-syllable people in your life. I believe that Naomi was able to say, I have lost my sons. I have lost my husband. I even told my daughter-in-laws to leave me. Go back to where you came from, because I've got nothing to offer you but grief. But Ruth said, where you go, I will go. Where your people go, I will go. Your people will be my people. And God unfolded the process of friendship in her life. Who is your Ruth today? Because when you look at it, when all the pieces are falling apart, I want to assure you that God has your Ruth. God has placed somebody in your life who is silent. They stick closer than a brother or a sister. They are always there for you. And I want to assure you that that is God's presence in your life. Be not afraid to reach out to counselors. As people of color, we worry about talking to somebody in our pain, but it is essential. Not that they can help you, but speaking to somebody else is part of God's plan for allowing hurting people to connect with one another. Be not afraid of joining a support group, because we all need support. In this room, we have all lost someone. We are all grieving someone. And this morning, as I listened to the celebration of Vusa's life, I could not help but cry. A grief that happened to me 7 years ago, I thought I was over it. But as I join you in your pain, that's why I'm saying, how long is this process? But I do know that weeping may endure for the nights. But I want to tell you, joy is coming. But joy does not come by us being separate from each other. Joy comes from me checking in, walking in your shoes, walking a mile with you. Joy comes by me not asking if you're over it, but saying, I will stand in the gap with you. Joy comes by me praying when I see you online at 2 a.m. in the morning. Joy comes from me breathing a prayer around you. Joy comes from peer-to-peer counseling we will get to the kingdom, but not alone. And so this morning, if you are separate and you are alone, I want to tell you that this family needs you more now on Wednesday this week than they did on Monday last week. I want to tell you that your support and your love is needed, and this is our duty to bear one another's burdens. I want to tell you that even if I end up in a mental institution because of my grief, through pain and suffering and sleeping and time, my body is able to recover. And so I want to assure you today, does Jesus care? Absolutely. But how does he show his care? He shows it through me, and he shows it through you. Jesus doesn't need your care, but your neighbors do. And this is a mental health moment to tell us that we're all in pain. But how do we love each other is literally like taking this blanket and surrounding each other with love in the most practical ways. Let us stop just praying and let us start showing up for one another. To my family, we send you our love. We send you our prayers. We send you our support. But more importantly, we wish to walk the second mile with you. For as long as it takes, we wish to be here. And so we wish you our love. I'm going to ask my husband to come forward, and I'm going to ask him to give a word in season, but I'm going to ask that God puts a word on his lips that speaks to your heart. Let him just be the mouthpiece. God bless you.